Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Let's see what we have in the chat. There's quite a few people who've been chatting, so I apologize if I miss you. But so far, we have Misty, Sam, Ben, Caleb, Kevin, Legacy. If I go up a little more, we have Lakeisha in here, Brittany, Misty. Glad to have you guys all in here, Indiana as well, and everyone else who I may have missed who's chatting, and those who may not be chatting. Glad to see you here in the live stream as well. So, yeah, let's go right ahead and switch on over to our main scene. We're gonna switch. I guess we'll switch over to. We'll switch over to our severe one for now. I didn't really know which one to go for, but we'll stay with this one for now. We are at a severe warning. We've got two severe storms that have popped up. One's out here in New Mexico. The other one is in Colorado. Not really a whole lot of activity so far. We do just really this is the only storm I'm really watching for a tornado threat anytime soon, but the threat appears to be very low with these storms. On the northern side of this, slight risk for severe weather today. Take you on over to the risks that we're dealing with. We have a slight risk for severe weather today. That's a level 2 out of 5 for the potential of tornadoes, which is here in that brown area. That's a 5% tornado risk. The potential for very large hail up to 2-inch in diameter, and the potential for 60-mile-an-hour winds. But I will say we have the potential for more of 70-mile-an-hour winds. However, they don't have a 15% chance, so I didn't put that in the title. But we have seen, you can see we're seeing one now that's warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. We saw another one, actually I believe 2 others. Yeah, we've seen 3. This one here, this warning here, and then this warning again. So we've actually seen 3 storms that have been warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. But yeah, we do have a mesoscale discussion out currently in this yellow area. There's a 60% chance that we see a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch issued within the hour. So if we do end up going to 8 o'clock Eastern time, this mesoscale discussion will go right ahead and expire. Sometime shortly after those mesoscale discussions expire, they issue the watch. Other times they don't. It's really it just depends on what the storms are doing after that MCD, but they may allow this one to expire. We'll see if we get a watch here in the next 26 minutes or so. In terms of the greatest threat for severe weather and when that will be, of course, we do have that slight risk in place. And I do agree with the SPC having that 5% tornado risk a little bit on the southern side here. If we do see storms develop out in this general 5% chance for tornadoes, that's going to be the best opportunity for us to see a tornado today. But it is a little bit of of a tricky setup today. You know, not a lot of models show a lot of tornado potential out here. The HRRR and the NAM3K have both really backed off on the good tornado potential for this risk. So I don't really know how long we're going to be live here. I don't know how long we'll be covering this, but we'll just see what happens. I mean, the main threat today, though, is going to end up being large hail, damaging winds, but that tornado threat could be an issue in this general area here. If we can see storms fire, if those storms don't get going, then our tornado threat won't be nearly as high. So let's go ahead and dive on into the analysis of this event. There's not really a whole lot to it. I'll bring you on over to the Mesoanalysis here, and you guys are on a good scene. So this is your current surface observations as of about 30 minutes ago. You can see out here where we're looking at that tornado threat, our observations are at about an 11-degree temperature dew point spread here, right around there. You're looking at high 50 dew points and you know, low 70s into the upper 60 temperatures out here. More to the north, there's of course a little bit of a lower temperature up towards like southeastern Colorado, and pretty much the same dew point there. So we could still see tornadoes as far north as, like, you know, southeastern Colorado, northeastern New Mexico. It's just not as likely, and I'll show you why here. I guess right now it's the instability. Our instability is not really that high as you go all the way into Colorado. I think we have about 500 to 1,000 instability where that severe storm is in southeastern Colorado, and you can see as opposed to where that 5% tornado risk is issued, where we do have actually up to 2,500 instability in place, which is plenty of instability for storms to work with. If you don't know, 1,000 instability is typically what we look for storms to be able to thrive and strengthen in an environment. And like I said, we have 2,500 out here in southeastern New Mexico. Wind shear, not an issue. Maybe in the lower levels we have a weaker lower level jet stream and lower level wind shear out here, but we still have some shear that is present, so that should be enough to carry the potential for a tornado threat out there. This is your hodograph map, and there's no classic hodograph. I mean, they're going all which ways, so it doesn't look the most favorable for tornadoes. But according to the RAP model here, things are going to get a lot more favorable closer towards 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight, and that's when your hodographs really start to look more like tornado producing ingredients there. Another thing I want to show is a supercell composite, just to give you a general idea of where the best environment is. It's going to be, like I said, in southeastern New Mexico. So that's going to be the main area we watch over the next 2-3 hours or so. And of course, however long we're live is going to depend on if these storms end up firing in that area or not. Just to take a quick little closer look at the environment. I don't know. Is this going to stay? Let's see. Nope. Okay, well, you guys can see pretty much all of it from here. But yeah, this is your point value table. So yeah, a lot of instability, almost 3,000 instability at the surface. Mixed layer cape's going to be just over 2,000. Lapse rates are not that shabby at all. You're up to about 7, 0 to 3 kilometer lapse rate, 6.5. Mid-level lapse rates, wind shear, really not an issue. Your lower level could be a bit higher, but that's still not really going to be much of an issue. So not the worst environment for tornadic activity, but we're still going to have to give it, you know, another hour or two to fix this hodograph up, because it doesn't look the best right now, at least on the hodograph side of things. I want to get a hodograph up here, see if it allows us to. Nope. Some areas it will, some areas it won't. It just depends on what Mesoanalysis feels like. But yeah, I just wanted to dive into that. Well, actually, let's go to really quick your 500 millibar analysis here, and I want to zoom out towards the full continental U.S. So, of course, we have this big high pressure that is in place in the southeastern side of the U.S., and we still have our trough. It's hard to see your trough ejection here, but it's generally going to be in this area. If we go to your 850 millibar, it's really no easier to spot. So, yeah, there's your 500 millibars. I kind of reversed it. This is your lower level jet stream. This is your mid-level jet stream, which allows you to see that trough ejection. There you go. So I was correct with that. You can very clearly see that high pressure in place and very clearly see that trough ejection pointing off to probably the north, or the north, what? No, the southeast. It's hard to tell the exact angle of that, but it looks to be southeast at the moment. So that's going to be a negative tilted trough. I didn't check moisture. That is something I actually was questioning myself. I want to look at that. I don't think there's really a good way to look at moisture on Mesoanalysis. Let's see. It would be here if there is. They have like this one, but that's very messy. So I don't think they really have a good way to look at dew points on here other than, surface observations there. But yeah. All right, let's go back to our current radar here. Thankfully, our Clovis radar is up because that was down for most of the day. So thank goodness we managed to get that back up. The National Weather Service out there sent crews out around 3 p.m. So they've been working for about 5 hours out there on our radar site, and they got it up. So glad that the National Weather Service could figure out what the issue was with that radar software, radar site, I should say. Radar site. Not really much RG5. I mean, the main thing that we all missed, at least on this channel, because I didn't decide to stream it, was gracious, I forgot your name. Oscar's landfall. According to the National Hurricane Center, it made landfall with sustained wind speeds of 80 miles per hour, which is very low, honestly. In my opinion, I think this made landfall considerably higher than that. They'll probably end up upgrading it in post-analysis, because this is not what a borderline hurricane looks like, honestly. I mean, if we go all the way to the start of this loop, you can see when this made landfall, I mean, we had a very well-defined inner core here. It was extremely easy to see where your inner core was located. So not too sure exactly why they never upgraded this, at least a bit on the mile per hour side of things, because it looked a lot stronger than a low end category 1 hurricane, and now it's starting to weaken, slowly drifting off to the west, and it will eventually pop a U-turn out here and go way up to the northeast. And then go out to sea, and I don't think it's going to end up hitting Bermuda. I don't believe it's going to go all the way that far to the northeast with tropical storm characteristics. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have the remnant still of Nadine, not really doing a whole lot out there. It's still causing some isolated heavy rainfall and isolated flooding issues, but the main story is going to end up being the Eastern Pacific over the next few days, as we could see a major hurricane develop and go out to sea. So, we're still going to mention Oscar in tomorrow's live stream, but the main tropical activity is going to end up being in the EPAC. And we probably won't have much to watch in the tropics until early November. I imagine we really won't be watching the Caribbean or the Atlantic Basin until early November in terms of another tropical storm forming. Yeah, let's see. So right now, I mean, the hail threat right now is very low. This storm has less than 1 inch hail. The newest warning has this at 1 inch hail. The one south of Springer, less than 1 inch hail. And this one is 1 inch hail. So not really much of a hail threat at this exact moment. I do think that's going to rapidly increase over the next 2 hours. And we'll see about that tornado threat. The tornado threat should increase, but we might not have much of a tornado threat today. But our primary threat for tornadoes will be from about, it looks to be like 8:30 or so, 8:30. It looks to be 8:30 to about 10 or so Eastern time. So we'll have a very short window for tornadic development. And if we are going to see tornadoes today, it's going to most likely have to be from these southern storms here in and around the Fort Sumner area. So we'll be watching that region closely. The newest HRRR model run, let me go ahead and show you what that shows. I don't think we're gonna... Okay, we actually do have a couple frames on here. So let me just compare the two. This is what your radar looks like currently. Messy, disorganized showers west of Clovis. More messy, disorganized showers well to the south of Santa Rosa. A couple severe storms northeast of Las Vegas. And if we go to the HRRR model for what it thinks the radar looks like right now, it's not too far off. You see it has those disorganized showers, except for it's a little too far north, as well as these disorganized showers are a little too far north as well. And as we progress, the HRRR turns this area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms eventually into a supercell, and that becomes your main event according to the HRRR. And then it has more storms firing off at 10 o'clock. So I don't know how much I agree with this, because I feel like we're not going to have that much of a nocturnal threat. But the HRRR wants a full nocturnal and into the overnight hours severe weather threat here. Let me go over here. There we go. And I'm just fixing up a few things here. I will be joined by Lucky in probably about 10 minutes or so. He left right before before we started up our live stream here. So I've trapped him in the call, but I don't know if he's actually going to come back. He should. You're going to sleep already? Man. Is it that boring? I mean, weather isn't supposed to be that entertaining. Let me show you guys the satellite imagery here. So there's our trough. Our centralized low pressure is probably into southwestern Colorado now. I haven't looked at the Weather Prediction Center's surface analysis. Okay, I was gonna say, maybe their site almost didn't load on me there. Interesting. So we have 3 low pressures. We have a low here. We actually, according to the WPC, we have a low pressure up here. And our main low is actually focused here in New Mexico, right about there. So we have 3 low pressures. That's our main one. Then we have another one up here, and then we have a third one up here. So this low pressure has a cold front that goes on into a warm front here, and that warm front goes into your low pressure, which transfers into a cold front, warm front like that. So we actually have 3 low pressures. This one really, I guess that one doesn't really have much of a play in today's severe weather threat. So your main cold front is going to be this one here in central New Mexico. So a bit of a weird setup. Not our classic severe weather setup. Doesn't look like as good of a setup as yesterday. But according to the surface analysis and the HRRR, our ingredients are definitely higher than yesterday's ingredients. So we'll see. You know, if there's a... Let me see how I'm going to word this here. So there's more potential today than yesterday. But it all is going to come down to if we actually have storms in that area for potential tornadoes. Because it doesn't matter, you know, if you have a bunch of ingredients, like the most favorable environment ever in eastern New Mexico. But if you have no storms in there, nothing's going to happen. So it's all going to come down to if we actually see storms fire generally in this area. I guess the one we're going to have to watch closely is this one west of Roswell. I think it's Roswell. That's the one the HRRR has becoming the biggest issue today. The one that eventually could produce large hail and a potential tornado threat as it goes towards Fort Sumner. But we're still about an hour away from this thing becoming organized, if it ever does. Let me go back over to... There we go. Where's the helicity? You mean like the wind shear? The wind shear is all over our risk for severe weather today. We don't have an issue with helicity or wind shear. Our lower level wind shear / helicity is a little bit on the lower side of things. We have about 100 helicity out there, which isn't particularly favorable for tornadoes, but it could get the job done out here in New Mexico. But my main question is really just going to be if we actually see those storms fire or not. We are down to, I think, 2 severes. Yep, down to 2 severes. Both of these are warned for the exact same thing, less than an inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So not that much of a severe threat at the moment. The National Weather Service notes that the greatest severe weather potential will be after 8 p.m. Eastern Time. At least that's what they noted on their mesoscale discussion. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah, a more robust severe threat could develop between 8 and 10 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, see you later, Legacy. I will be live as long as you're no longer than an hour and a half. I'll still be live. So, yeah, if you are inside this risk for severe weather today, I don't believe we have many people from the area, but if you do live inside this risk for severe weather, just make sure that you are weather aware. Like we talked about yesterday, get those preparations done now if you do live in this general vicinity here where we're going to see severe weather over the next 2 to 3 hours or so, as well as, of course, the northern side of that risk as well. It could be very basic things like just simply making sure your family knows there's a severe weather threat, making sure you're weather aware, making sure the trampolines, properly nailed down to the ground. Make sure, if you have any lawn chairs or stools that might go flying out. I mentioned stools because when I was in a severe weather threat, we had a stool that was left on the front porch, and a gust of wind came by, and it flew that thing over to the neighbor's house down the road. Like, that thing became debris. So make sure you get in anything that can fly, bring it inside, put it, in a garage, get your car, put it under a carport. Just your basic preparations, get them done. But yeah, we did find that stool, by the way. We ended up driving around the neighborhood looking for it, and we did find it. That was one of my most memorable experiences. I didn't see it though because the wind was so bad that I was in the most interior room of our house. It was our straight line winds where we had almost 100-mile-an-hour winds. We don't actually know the miles per hour that exactly occurred, but it was enough to knock down 3 oak trees. So I'm sure it was greater than. I know for a fact it was more than 20-mile-an-hour winds because it knocked over 3 trees. But it was probably near 100. Well, Lucky will be back any second, so I'll just warn you guys, prepare for a jump scare. He said no promises on not jump scaring us, so just prepare for literally anything. It could be an air horn, it could be him falling out of the chair. Prepare for something. He's probably going to try to scare us, and he's probably going to succeed. But yeah, this severe thunderstorm warning has 7 more minutes left. North of Las Vegas. This is in New Mexico. So just continue to keep an eye on this. If you are inside that severe storm, if you are ever under a severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be indoors away from doors and windows. And if that storm is tornado possible, you need to be close to your safe spot. Thankfully, we don't have any possible severes anymore. The one we did have up here in Colorado fell apart very, very quickly. Yeah, there's a bit of lightning still left with that on the north side, but not much. I guess I'll keep this radar site up in Colorado, just in case we end up getting another storm that goes severe up here, but probably won't be using that much. So, Clovis is, of course, going to be our main radar site. Well, there you go. I guess it was a sneeze. I told you guys it could be anything, and it was a sneeze.
No, I said boo. I sneeze.
It sounded like a sneeze to us.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already leaving. I'll mute him real quick. All right, are you alive now? You're far away from your mic, so I'm not going to unmute you. All right, get a little bit further. A little further. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Chat. What is up?
You're welcome. I saved y'all's ears from that one. But yeah,
Boo.
Lucky's here. It seems like chat's not too happy.
Oh,
Chat's not happy with you, Lucky.
it's okay.
Chat, I've gone deaf. Lucky's horrible at scaring. There goes our ears. My ears.
Oh, hey, my ears. You got you, my ears. Sorry.
Can you get close to your mic again? Can you stop running away and getting a bag of chips?
Ah!
I think I'm just gonna mute him for a bit. Y'all want me to mute him for a bit? This dude keeps screaming. But yeah, we're just gonna keep watching these storms in near Clovis. They should start really intensifying in about 30 minutes to an hour. We'll see if they succeed with that. Who knows? Maybe we won't see much today. Well, shoot. Y'all, I might have screwed up.
Why?
HRRR doesn't want anything anymore.
Oh.
Well, if you guys did enjoy today's live stream, that's going to be... Okay, not yet.
That's fine. At least not yet. At least wait for me to do like an hour. If nothing happens within an hour, I'm calling it. I'm calling it quits. But I got better stuff to do.
We're really just gonna. You hear that, guys? Lucky said he has better things to do than talk to you guys. He does not appreciate your presence. You heard that from him first. So we're gonna keep an eye on this storm here as it moves up to the northeast, north of Roswell. I think that's the only storm that really has a chance today, to be honest with you. These storms more north, yeah, they're gonna be. Oh, there's our severe watch. 1.5 inch hail, 60 mile an hour winds, 40-20 for wind, and 20-50 for hail. So mainly a hail threat, but also a damaging wind threat. Tornado threat is going to be low. Still a 20% chance for 2 or more tornadoes, though, so there is a threat. Scatter damaging wind gusts of 70 miles per hour, large hail, 1.5 inch in diameter, and a tornado or 2 are all possible. This watch goes until... Oh, wow. I might need some better glasses, but I think that says 1 a.m. Mountain Time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern Time. I don't think I'll be up at 3 a.m. So, I think the one northwest of Roswell will be the one we watch the most. So these storms up here, mainly a wind threat, isolated hail threat. If these storms can go somewhere generally out in this area, which is why I specifically said this one, it's going to be an all hazards threat. The risk you see overlaid here, by the way, is the tornado threat. Green is 2%, brown is 5%. All right. Good night, Lucky. Aw, man, he already went deafened on me. That dude left. Overnight event. Yeah, it is going to be a more nocturnal event. The new HRRR legit just says, yeah, nothing's happening. We still have a good environment. So, we're going to keep a close eye on it. We finally have a severe watch, the first severe watch in I can't even tell you how long. I literally don't remember the last time we had a severe watch. Yeah, I don't know. We've been having a lot of tornado watches because of tropical systems, but I don't know the last time we had an actual severe watch. Let's see. Oh, I can't add that yet. Okay. Yeah, watch goes till 3 a.m. Eastern. Here's the latest HRRR model run. We just had a new HRRR, and this one rendered in just as fast. I mean, literally, look at this. Our other one, 22Z, it's 61% done. Our new one is 22%. We're literally getting a new one before our other new one renders in. So here's your new HRRR, which legit shows these storms firing, but they never actually organize. So it does still show the threat for some isolated large hail and damaging winds up here, but it does not show that primary tornado threat ever firing off. I think that's the first HRRR that shows storms barely even organizing. But we do have a good environment. If we overlay our instability here with our radar imagery by hitting this button here. Oh, not that button. This button. Wait for it to pop up. Actually, I guess it's not going to pop up. Well, it's not wanting to pop up for me, y'all. Is it broken? Yeah, it's broken. Look at that. See that? It disappears, so it's actually broken. Rip. What about this product? Okay, the whole thing's just broken. Nothing's loading on here. Oh, well, there's that. That's your wind shear. That's your wind shear. Something loaded. So wind shear loads, and that's it. Well, I will just gladly go ahead and bring College of DuPage over here then. Since this has Mesoanalysis. So we could bring this here. This, and Mesoanalysis and stability. So yeah, like I said, this storm here, that's firing in the best environment. So it will have an opportunity to strengthen as it moves up to the northeast. So just keep a very close eye on that. All right, there we go. Sam, if you could please refrain from using iPad brain rot in the chat, that'd be great. This is a weather live stream, not your 5-year-old's tablet. Let me go back over to... there we go. Yeah, I really don't think these storms are going to be able to hold out here in and around Clovis. But we'll see. So this is probably our best bet at seeing any decent severe weather today. And by decent, I mean, you know, what I have in the title. And our instability will start going down towards like 10 o'clock. So we'll just see what happens here. But the best environment is definitely with this cell here. So if it doesn't do anything, then, well, that's great news. That's great news. All right, if you guys could just bear with me really quick. I'm going to quickly go do this. This is for the greater good of the YouTube chat here. Go over to this. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're good. We are good. Oh, if the Clovis radar site goes down, I'm literally gonna conclude stream at the the nearest 15 minutes. So hopefully it doesn't go down. But yeah, here is your severe thunderstorm watch. It goes for almost another 7 hours. There's your probabilities. Like I said, low end tornado threat, pretty good hail threat, and or rather wind threat. And then your highest threat is hail. So, tornado or 2, up to 70-mile-an-hour winds, and as well as right around, they said 1.5 1.5-inch hail, I think. Yeah, they said 1.5-inch hail, but we could even see something greater than that. The environment and what we were looking at before did seem like it would support 2-inch hail. Assuming this storm can fire up enough and become more mature. Let me go over here. When it became Cat 5, I thought it was 938, but apparently it's 937. Guess we're going to find out. Yeah, it was 937. Interesting. I thought it was 938. Well, I guess I've been wrong for the last 2 years. Interesting. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna just keep an eye on these storms. We now have just one severe left. We might have gotten down to 0 for 1 second once this storm, once this severe was canceled and this one was issued. But we still do have one severe. 60-mile-an-hour winds, less than 1-inch hail is possible. Let's see. I guess I might need to bring up the spam filter on Nightbot. Let me go do that really quick. Nightbot. Oh, there it is. We'll bring that up to 50%, I guess. I'll put it higher than that. Okay. That way Nightbot doesn't end up timing somebody out for an absurd time. I wonder if Caleb got the full 6,000 second timeout. I hope he didn't. Caleb apparently, or not Caleb, my bad. Kevin, not Caleb. Kevin. Kevin, I don't know if you could chat. If you can't chat, I'll time you out for like a second, so that way hopefully it will bring you back quicker. Watch this, y'all. Ready? Prepare your ears. I'm going to try to scare Lucky. Lucky! Did I scare ya? Did I scare ya?
Yes.
Good. You deserve that. You deserve that. Because you scared my chat.
Okay, well, I don't have a chat, so you ain't scared.
Haha. That was it. I just simply wanted to scare you. Okay, good night. I got him. I did get him, y'all. I think Caleb, not Caleb. I keep saying Caleb. Kevin might have been timed out for like 6,000 seconds. So I'm going to put a 10-second timeout on him. Hopefully that could bring him back. I don't really know if he's just simply not chatting or if he actually got that crazy punishment from Nightbot. I did not realize it was that high. So, really our only storm to watch in like the short term here is this cell here west of Wagon Mound. New Mexico, as that's the storm that's possibly going to produce some small hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it does anything. Now, in the long term, like the next 2 hours or so, we'll keep an eye on these few clusters here. Most specifically this one, as it's moving up to the northeast and could potentially increase in intensity and try to intensify to our main severe threat today. But yeah, if you are enjoying the severe weather coverage, make sure you hit that like button. Share the stream with family, friends, social media, anybody you know out here in eastern New Mexico. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, as it is greatly appreciated. What the absolute heck? What? Hold on. We might have a major malfunction on Mesoanalysis. Or maybe that's true. I don't know. Hey, Lucky, I actually have something. No, Mesoanalysis. Okay, you could go back like 10 minutes in the live stream and I showed it. There was 2,500 instability. The same Mesoanalysis, 23Z, the same one, now shows 5,500 instability.
Hey, you think there's is that supposed to be a lot? No, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
That is crazy.
It also shows a capping across like the entirety of the US. Negative 2,150 capping over your house, Lucky. Good luck.
Oh, negative 200.
I got negative 3,500.
Good luck, buddy.
Do numbers even go that high? Like what?
Like what? Come on, bro. There's no way.
What's wrong with Mesoanalysis?
There's no way. Bro. Like,
if you want to see that yourself, go to the surface-based instability on Mesoanalysis. Here's Mesoanalysis for New Mexico, and you can see it says 5,500 instability. And anywhere you click outside of our severe event, I mean, everything is capped. Oh, okay, the Northeast is not capped. Somehow, some way, it goes from 3,050 capping to 0 in the matter of, like, not even half a mile. Literally, pretty much everywhere is capped out.
That is crazy.
Man.
You got anything else?
Rain.
That I should take rain? Yeah, I mean,
there's rain in New Mexico. What's your thoughts on the events? In the event?
I just logged on, so obviously right now it's gonna be a late night event.
You didn't just log on, dude. We literally, like, let me go all the way back here. What was it? 2:45 is when you logged on.
Well, I logged on to the weather side about 20 minutes ago. Not even.
Proof that Lucky doesn't even look at the event before he starts hitting the live button.
No, I already knew what was gonna be the threat.
All right, well, since you can't give me your opinion, good night.
Good night.
I think 5,500 cape will produce nothing. I mean, we don't really have 5,500 cape. I don't think that's correct. I feel like that's just Mesoanalysis messing with us. Let me go over to... Yeah, we'll get a new Mesoanalysis here very soon. Wait, that is our new Mesoanalysis now. Now it says we have 00Z Mesoanalysis. So is that actually true? Do we actually have a capping over, like... almost all of the US. I don't feel like that's possible, to be honest with you. I really don't feel like that's possible. Let me go to... Because according to College Due page, really the only capping we have is over like the panhandle of Texas and in Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa, and Wisconsin too. Here, I'll show you. That blue area. This is really where all the capping is on College Due page, which is also using Mesoanalysis. Now, if the whole US had 6,000 instability, I wouldn't be surprised with that one, Sam, because it is 2024, but full capping is crazy. Jeez. I must be pretty loud then, Legacy. Photograph map. Okay. Let me zoom in. I mean, they've gotten better since the last time I looked at them. If you're talking about in New Mexico. I mean, literally one's an upside down photograph, though. Like, it's literally an upside down classic photograph. Skew T. Yeah, that's definitely broken. Half of those skew Ts are absurd for capping. Wait, I want to look at the one in my area for a skew T then. Oh, mine just doesn't even show. Cool. It's just grayed out, but I could still see it. Technically. Yeah, I think it's just broken now. We did get another severe. This one's in Colorado, and it is indeed Tor possible. We won't be able to look at that because it's in literally like the mountains of Colorado. Maybe if we go up a tilt, let's see how many tilts we got to go up. Looks like tilt 2 is going to be the best. So let's bring it back down to tilt 1. Go to velocity at tilt 2. This is velocity at tilt 2. I mean, it doesn't really show much. It's all contamination, so can't really tell if that's rotating or not, but it is a Tor possible severe. And that is for, I'm not going to try to, oh, I can pronounce that, Sanford. Or Sanford. Depends on where you are. Sanford or Sanfur. I guess this would be Sanford. Ford, like the car brand. That is Tor possible for the next 27 minutes. I'm going to have to start purposely butchering these names just so we have something to talk about. These storms are starting to get their act together. I mean, they're very small, but they seem like they're trying to get their act together. What are we at for echo tops? Yeah, I mean, we're not that bad. What are we up to? Like 25? Oh, okay. 40. 39, almost 40,000 foot echo tops there. 41 there. So we might actually have something trying to fire up over here that could end up being something to keep an eye on. I didn't really think these storms would be something to watch, but they're not just dying out. They're still sustaining very weak intensity, so we'll watch them. But like I said, our main severe threat's going to come from literally this singular batch of storms. Tomorrow's setup's meh. I believe the NHC, or not the NHC, but yeah, the SPC's maintained a 2% tornado risk, big marginal. It's a very meh risk. I really don't see much of a good threat for tomorrow. We'll see if the 0Z HRRR uptrends. But at the moment, it looks like a messy, clustered event starting at about 6 o'clock tomorrow. And you know what really sucks about this that I didn't even notice? Radar site, radar site, radar site, where the main event will be, literally has a good radar hole. I mean, if we go and look at your HRRR-18Z for tomorrow, see where it simulates the greatest severe threat here. You can see it's like literally right in that radar hole. Things really get going at 5, 6 o'clock in this general area here. We'll still most likely end up going live for it about 6 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not too for sure on that, but I am going to try to go live for like an hour or two tomorrow. So we'll continue to keep an eye on these storms in New Mexico. But they definitely don't seem all that tornadic at the moment. Like I said, the newest HRRR really shows nothing happening tonight. So, yeah, we'll watch it for a bit. We'll end up, we'll see what happens, but I don't want to stay here too long if we end up, holy moly. That is crazy. If we end up seeing, you know, absolutely nothing happen today, I don't want to waste, coverage energy. But, yeah, I just saw something, how can I show this? Would it be on the 500 millibar heights? There's something I want to show, but I don't know how to show it. It's not appearing up on College Do page. Well, anyways, the RAP model shows a 931 millibar in the southwestern portion of North Carolina. I don't really think that's gonna happen. Literally in 3 hours, it shows a 931 millibar low over southwestern North Carolina. Which basically is impossible because it literally shows no precipitation with it either. Like if it was some, I don't even think a crazy low pressure that's not associated with a hurricane can get that low. But that's just wild. The main storm I'm watching, I mean, there's a few storms I'm watching, but there's none that really stick out to me. I'm keeping an eye on this one up here, this cluster down here, and then this cluster here. But none of them are really notable at the moment. It's not performing what we were expecting it to perform as. But we'll stay here anyways for a bit longer, just to see if something does pop off. I wonder what's holding this cell back, though. That's what I'm wondering right now. I also wonder why the HRRR doesn't have it explosively intensifying like pretty much all the other previous runs. Yeah. I really just don't see much happening anymore, to be honest with y'all. It looked like a great setup this morning. It looked like a great setup this afternoon, but now that these storms have fired, it doesn't look all that good. Holy crap. Lucky. So the Mesoanalysis is based off the RAP model. I'm sure you know that, right? I can confirm it is definitely screwed up. You ready for this one? I don't think you are, but are you ready for this? No, this is a low pressure millibar. So in southwestern NC, it has a 931 millibar. A 931 millibar in southwestern NC. In like 30 minutes. That's not going to happen. You ready for something crazier? No, my chat hasn't even heard this one yet. In 35 minutes, it has in central Colorado a 702 millibar low. 702 millibars. That is not something I think I've ever seen a model run show before. What? It's not going to happen? Yeah, I know. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, by a mile and a half. I don't know, man. It's still possible. It's not possible, y'all. It is not possible. It's a glitch on the model. There's no such thing as hail notifications.
That's pretty interesting.
I just realized you guys couldn't hear Lucky the whole time.
Oh! Oh wait, I'm streaming. Sorry, y'all.
Oops.
Yeah, I definitely
what
heard
did I
the
just
ears.
close out? I just closed something. There we go.
Anyways, hey guys. Basically, I was just saying. Actually, I'm gonna say it again. It ain't gonna be as funny or whatever. But I said,
I'm gonna turn you down.
So like, I said, so TRG. I'm not no professional, but
He doesn't think that it's gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not a professional, but you know, and the saying is anything's possible, but definitely not this. Hey, this is not possible.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not possible.
I'm looking for I guess it's not on this program. I looked at it on GR2. The hail size. I think this is your hail size, yeah. So the maximum hail size radar indicates right now is with our severe storm. It has up to an inch and a 1.25 inch hail with this storm. And it's currently 1 for 1 inch hail.
So it's pretty close.
Pretty close, yep, pretty close. Considering it's based off of radar and the storm is about 13,000 feet. So it's looking 13,000 feet up.
Alright, so 500 light years away. Got it. Okay.
I mean, not really.
Anyways, do you see this tour possible in Colorado?
Yeah,
obviously,
I did.
Are you using Tilt 2 to see it?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. I was just, cause I was like, is that a severe? Then I went to Tilt 2. But I mean, man, we've seen rain showers be severe thunderstorms. I mean, that's possible. A rain shower being a severe, I've seen it plenty of times.
Well, if you think about it, Lucky, all severes are technically rain showers.
Well, that water pressure must be real high. Or the water goes through the roof.
What? Are you okay?
If it's just a shower, it'd be like a little bit of rain here and there. A little bit constant rain.
You could go back on mute. Bye.
Anyways, so like anyway.
I think that guy might be losing his brain a bit, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. He's still yapping on. He's muted. He doesn't even know. But yeah, we're gonna keep watching these storms still. I don't think, honestly, like the chance for severe weather is definitely decreasing now. Already. We'll still have the potential for like a burst of activity where we may get another severe or two. But widespread severe weather coverage in terms of storms, I don't really think we're going to see that. Not anymore. Models earlier today looked really good for the severe threat, and then once storms fired, everything just went flop. So we'll see what tomorrow ends up looking like. We're going to have some new model data that comes in here in about an hour from now. So we'll see what that looks like. But I don't really expect tomorrow to be much of a better opportunity. I mean, we've had a couple severes today. We did have some 70-mile-an-hour winds, so I don't think it busted, but it definitely did underperform. It's not over, though. It is not over. That severe watch goes till 3 a.m., so until that severe watch is over and the day's done, we can't completely say it's underperformed, but yeah, we'll still have a risk for a tornado generally in that watch area, as well as for some isolated large hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter and some damaging winds that could approach as strong as 70 miles per hour. Check DMs. I want Lucky to see something. Chance of a bust? Well, I can't really give you an like a probability, but it's not performing that well at the moment. Holy cow. Is that actually the whole thing? Lucky, I've got something wild for you to look at. I haven't looked at this myself, so we're going to look at it together. Go to Tropical Tidbits. Go to Satellite Imagery. Go to Pacific. And go to... oh, where the heck is it? I was looking for Western Pacific. Do they not have Western Pacific? Bruh. Well, hold on. We might have to do a different site then. All right, well, go to Weather Nerds. Go to Weather Nerds. Go to Satellite. Just Satellite. You just go to Satellite. And then go to Other Regions. Hover over Other Regions. And you should be able to click Western Pacific. Do you see how big that freaking depression is? That whole thing is a tropical depression. This whole area is a tropical depression. I don't think it will be too easy to see from satellite because we are... Oh, well, there you go. It's still day out here. And if I can loop this, you'll see the circulation. You'll see these winds go... Yeah, there you go. So the majority of the tropical depression is actually like right in here. But this is still associated with it, and this is still generally associated with it. Maybe not directly on both of those sides, but still, this is one of the biggest tropical depressions I've ever seen. I think this is the biggest tropical depression. Like, bro, how is it going to get all the dry air out from the center? I'm sure there's got to be dry air in there, and I'm sure that it's going to be stuck in there for a while.
I think a while is an understatement.
So I don't think that's going to get a good opportunity to form, but Right now, I think the JTWC is forecasting it to get to near Cat 3.
That's crazy.
Okay, actually, not even close to Cat 3. 65 knots.
Okay, that's like 80
Yeah, that's
or 75, 80.
that's like Cat 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That
So
whole
they
thing
have
with
it.
the tropical
They have
depression
it
is
barely
crazy.
organizing.
If that's a tropical depression, if that's a tropical depression in the Western Pacific, what is that in the Atlantic? Like, what would like that much convection? It would have to get its act together.
It
What
would probably
that
just be a tropical wave in the Atlantic. Like the industry would probably just have it highlighted.
Yes, just a wave.
I mean, I don't know. I see why they have it tropical depression because it does have a good centralized spin to it. But I don't know. I couldn't answer that because I've never seen it in the Atlantic.
Me either.
Frankly, I've never seen a storm that big.
Like that is a huge depression. Like, I think that's.
I wonder what the size comparison for that would be. I'm just gonna guess the size of it. I mean, it was from like generally here to here, so that's like 1,500 miles. Isn't that like half the size of the U.S.? That's literally half the size of the U.S.
So just imagine the whole U.S. The whole U.S. can fit into that.
Dude.
Wait, we got a tropical depression that's as big as the U.S. What?
No, not as big as the U.S.
Somewhat.
It's half the size of the U.S.
That's still crazy.
It's only 1,500 miles, Lucky.
Let's see. Start from west to east. Let's see. Ready?
It's only 1,500 miles, dude. That's it.
Oh wait, whoops.
Oh, we got a special weather statement on that cluster south, or rather west of Clovis. And our tour possible severe is still there.
Alright, so from there to there. Oh, yeah, it's about the US is about like 2,638 miles.
Are you going from west to east?
Yep.
Let's see. I'm gonna try that same thing. So from west to east, yeah, you're right. Well, if you go from like, it's right around 2,600. Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did from San Francisco to like the southern tip of Delaware.
Yeah. So basically you would have from Oklahoma all the way to the East Coast. That's how big that depression is.
Dude, that's wild.
Like, what?
From Oklahoma to the East Coast.
No, my bad. From where the severe weather risk is. New Mexico. Yo, from New Mexico all the way to the East Coast.
I wonder how much of that's like you can clearly tell most of that is from the tropical depression. Like you can see it generally like in this whole area here. You can tell it's associated with that tropical depression. But the actual like tight area of convection is smaller. But I mean, that's still ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Even if it is just this right in here around that low pressure, that's still probably like near 500 miles.
Yeah, for real.
From like here to here or so.
So basically, guys, to put this into perspective, I don't know how big Oscar is. I almost said Otis like you did earlier.
I did, y'all. I called Oscar Otis.
I think you can
wait. Actually, hold on. Before you even answer that, I'm gonna tell you right now, the tropical storm force wind field of Oscar. So from west to east, Oscar is approximately 80 miles.
But the whole system, maybe a couple hundred, maybe or like 100.
I don't know. We're gonna find out right now.
Okay.
So from like the far west convection, not clouds, but infrared satellite convection to far east, it's about 270.
All right, so guys, to put that into perspective, we're just gonna round it up to 300 just because. All right.
So you can fit
you could put 5 to 6.
5, yeah, 5.
5.5. We're just
5 Oscars into one tropical depression, whatever it's called. Tropical depression.
One tropical system.
22.
That is
Sustained winds of
wow.
30 miles per hour. I wish they had like the actual size of it, but
That'd be
they
crazy.
never do that. So that way they could have like an official number on how big it actually is. But that's definitely the largest tropical system I've seen.
Yeah. That is a pretty crazy if you ask me.
It's somewhere between 500 and 1,500 miles wide. It just depends on like what they consider is part of the tropical depression. I don't know what the I don't know how you determine that, like what convection is and isn't associated with it. Okay, none of these are gonna look. I was just checking, make sure Radar Omega didn't have satellite for it in the Western Pacific.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't look like this storm's gonna do much. And we still have that hail core south of Springer, but I really cover mainly the tornado threats, and if it's very elevated, I'll do streams for big wind and hail threats.
Yeah.
But I probably won't be on here for too much longer.
Neither will I.
Nebraska. Let me go look at tomorrow's severe threat. So this is your risk tomorrow. Let's see. Lincoln, Nebraska. I was trying to figure out where you said
I've
it.
heard that name before.
Yep, I forgot where it is. Okay, no, Lincoln will be fine. Main threat for severe weather will be in our radar hole in Kansas. I'm not even kidding. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna stream about an hour tomorrow. But thanks to that radar hole, I don't know if we'll go longer than that. And it doesn't look the best. We'll see what 00ZHRRR has here in about 50-ish minutes, but I won't be live for that to render in. We'll probably see like the first 2 frames render. Oh, there's a new severe. 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. All right, good night, Lucky.
Good night, kind sir.
Let me go back here. Are you in the thunderstorm risk tomorrow? Probably. Yes, you are. So basically, you could get rain with the rumble of thunder. It's really what that means. Most of the time, though, when I'm under a general thunderstorm risk, I just end up with like light rain or nothing. So it's nothing to worry about. The main threat will definitely be off to your west. Holy crap. Lucky.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna send you this in DMs. That's the cone. Look how big the cone is for it.
Wow.
Like, bro.
Wow.
Wait, that we should be able to see that on Radar Omega.
Wow.
Okay, well, actually on Radar Omega the cone's much smaller.
That's small.
Like way smaller on Radar Omega, bro.
Oh, that's a 1002 millibar low.
What is?
The depression.
I mean, I guess.
I guess you could say it is. I ain't no professional.
According to them, yeah, it is 1,002. They have it barely becoming a hurricane just before landfall in the northern Philippines. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to send you that so you could see it.
Alrighty.
Before you go and disappear again, what do you think of the storm in like southwest of Fort Sumner? That's the southwest side of the severe watch.
You said which storm?
Southwestern side of the severe watch. Here's the
I don't have severe weather watches on
here's
right now.
Here's the cone legacy. At least on the JTWC site. I mean, I think that's the cone. I don't know what else that would be. So I think that's the cone. That's not the cone of uncertainty. That's like I don't even. That's just they just flopped an area of where it may go, but barely even tried to really forecast it. Because the center is currently like right here, right? This is where the center is. Basically, they just said anywhere. Yeah. You see it now, Lucky?
Yeah, I think.
That's the only one that has a chance to do something. I'm just wanting to see if you think it could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just got another severe weather. Severe thunderstorm warning issued.
Oh, we did. That's Tor possible.
Or possible, yeah. Has a pretty decent. I'll be right back.
Yep. He's gonna try to get his dog to stop barking, probably. So here's that new severe warning. Main threat with that's definitely going to be hail, but we could end up with a brief spin up out of that going into Branson, Colorado. Make sure you are indoors, away from doors and windows, and stay close to your safe spot because a tornado is possible with this storm. So we're right up to 3 severe thunderstorm warnings now. I mean, this is just a clustered mess here. So there's no really like organized storm in this area. It's just generally one of these might be able to produce some small hail and damaging winds. Now this one is pretty organized. You can see that hail core right there, and it's got a decent bean shape to it. Maybe a bit of rotation, but that's way too difficult to call out because we are very far away on with our radar sight. I mean, our radar sight is a ridiculous 107 miles away from this storm, so that's very inaccurate radar data we're going to be receiving. But we're going to keep seeing some storms like that, you know, where occasionally we might end up with a Tor possible severe tonight. Occasionally we might end up with some larger hail being possible, but it doesn't seem to be a notable threat at the moment. Are you surprised that tomorrow's risk is staying marginal all day today? I thought it was gonna go slight. Honestly, I thought it was gonna go slight at the 1:30 p.m. update, but we haven't had enough confidence for them to introduce a slight risk. So, I wouldn't really say I'm surprised they didn't because I see exactly why they didn't. There's not enough confidence on on the greatest tornado potential. We could end up with a slight risk tomorrow, but it's just going to depend on where those storms fire. So we may see a 5% tornado risk. We may not. Tomorrow looks like the lowest threat out of the days, the 3 days we've had. You know, we had yesterday that had a pretty good tornado threat. You know, we did end up with one warning. Today looks like it's going to be a pretty low threat, but we're still ending up with, you know, 1.25-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and a couple Tor possible severes we've seen. So, I don't know, but tomorrow's probably going to be the least, the lowest severe weather risk. Now we could see an uptrend. Go ahead.
I just saw severe get issued for.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and it disappeared.
It didn't disappear on my end. It's warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Is it discrete?
Yep.
The discrete one? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. It came back.
Well, I mean, that's going to be the one that has the best chance to produce a tornado.
Yeah.
And it's not looking
I mean, it's really discrete.
And it's not looking that bad right now.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It really isn't.
For some reason, I'm consistently refreshing for the ZHRRR. All right, good night. Ooh. Accidentally, I don't know, like when I click on an app on a different screen, sometimes it will just flash all my my softwares that I have open for some reason. Oh, geez. Hey, Lucky, there's a report of a very large funnel with this. Yep, I see it on Twitter. Yeah, me either with that hook shape. So it's most likely very capable of producing a tornado right now. It's hard to tell on
Velocities. Yeah.
yeah, velocities if it's doing anything. Hey, where'd that little what in the world? There's a tiny little air rotation barely rotating southwest of Clovis. I mean, it's just a
Yeah,
small area.
I saw that. It was like embedded. Oh,
Yeah.
now it's
It looks like it's trying to hook. Exactly. That's why I mentioned it.
oh, hello there. If you go back a few scans, it was literally like embedded into the storm in the middle of it. But it could have been a Hellcore, but just
I just
and
don't feel like those storms are going to be able to do anything, but maybe they will. What are the
who
echo
knows?
tops? I'm pretty sure this has got to have the highest echo tops now.
What
Yeah,
is the screen one?
45,000 feet. Dude,
Yeah.
dream storm to be on right now, literally.
Literally. Not tornado warning, just definitely just
Just really awesome structure, and that's it.
yeah. And a possible from reports, funnels reported, so that would just
Well,
be
no, not plural.
funnel, my
I only
bad.
saw
My
one
bad.
person report one potential funnel. One potential large funnel, I should say. I would send you it, but I don't want to end up showing it on stream and then getting copyrighted over here. You know what? Actually, if you have make sure you don't have any browsers on like your main monitor, and you could just see. I can't English, dude, and that's not it. That's literally just gonna bring you to the timeline. You can see it right there. There you go. You don't even need it. There you go.
That almost looks like on the ground.
Yeah, it's a big funnel. I couldn't
That's just a big.
English.
That's crazy.
They have maintained the entire slight risk, by the way. The whole slight risk is maintained. Did they upgrade the wind threat? Kind of shocked they didn't with the amount of 70-mile-an-hour severes we've seen today. We've seen what, like 5?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. I was close. Yeah, we've seen 4.
No.
All right, just wanted to let you know
Alright.
there's a big old funnel on that thing, so definitely wanna keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And it's tour possible now. Wait, hold on. It's tour possible on one of my programs. Oh, there we go. It's tour possible on both now.
Alright. That's vital information.
All right, good night.
Good night.
I don't want to say their name, because I'm not gonna show it, and it's not a chaser who's live. But there's a big funnel. There's a big funnel. Hopefully they will report that to the National Weather Service, because they haven't yet, at least from what I've seen. Here's another person reporting a big funnel. Okay, now we are getting multiple reports of a funnel cloud. We will probably end up getting a tornado warning very, very soon if those reports continue. The hail is 1.25 inch in diameter, according to the National Weather Service. Let me go to I'm gonna go through some live chasers, see if we actually do have a live chaser on it, because I didn't look for a live chaser on it. Just the person I saw, well, they're not live and they're just sending pictures. Okay, I do see someone who's live on it. Wow. That is insane. It is a very photogenic supercell. Holy cow. Literally a dream supercell right there. Its presentation in real life is just phenomenally better than on radar. Like, I can't tell you how much better it looks in real life as opposed to radar. On radar, it just looks like a blob of rain. In real life, it looks a billion times better. At least. At least a billion times better. There is 100% a funnel on it, too. It looks like it's weakened on velocity, but that velocity is probably corrupted anyways, so... Yeah, it is getting... It got pretty close to touching the ground there for just a second. So we do have an imminent tornado. If you are inside this severe thunderstorm warning, I would advise you seeking shelter. This is just north of Roswell, which is a very familiar area because this is where we had a potential tornado yesterday. Literally very close to the same spot. Yeah, look at that! There's that town name from yesterday. Literally the exact same spot. They never verified if there was a tornado yesterday, but we did have a report of a possible tornado. It seems like they didn't find anything viable enough to confirm that. But this storm's in, like, the same area. That funnel's getting more rain-wrapped now, if there's still a funnel in there. Yeah, I could still barely tell that there's a funnel. Now I can't tell at all. I can't tell you now. But there definitely was a funnel with this storm. I can't tell anymore. But it is still tornado possible severe, so regardless, just make sure you are indoors away from doors and windows. It is getting it was very close to producing a tornado. I can't tell you if it is now. It just looks like a lot of rain-wrapped, a big rain-wrapped area of rotation. Alright, see if the 0ZH is in yet. It is... Alright, I mean, 0Z uptrended again. But it's not handling the event properly. But the HRRR did uptrend, it's just not handling the timing well. Where this storm is now... The HRRR thinks where the storm is now, it's actually midnight. It has this storm getting to, like, this area here at midnight. Which, it's not going to be there at midnight. It is probably going to be up here, if not completely gone by midnight. So the HRRR is definitely not right on its timing. Roswell will be fine. Honestly, I don't think you're going to see anything tonight. It's probably going to end up just being this one storm, and that's it. I mean, that's literally probably going to be the only storm we watch for the rest of the stream. Let's see here. Alright, so again, this is still a tornado possible severe. It's also significant for 70-mile-an-hour winds. That is a considerable severe. So make sure you're indoors, away from doors and windows, and very close to your safe spot. Still watching this storm south of Melrose. It's not getting its act together yet. That little tiny area of rotation. It attempted to rotate, but it just fell right apart. So never really did anything. So we have 3 severe storms currently. This one still looks like it's going to attempt to rotate here. It's Tor possible, south central Colorado. So we'll keep an eye on that the best we can with the poor radar coverage that we have out here. These storms are going to continue to be just an isolated large hail threat, isolated 60-mile-an-hour wind threat. And our main storm, like I said, is going to be this one. Go to our analysis radar. It doesn't really look like it's splitting. It looks like more of this part's just starting to die off. This storm should be able to intensify. I mean, unless there's something very crucial that's wrong with the environment that I haven't been able to spot, there shouldn't be much stopping this storm over the next hour or so. North of Roswell. Like I said, Roswell's fine. I don't think you'll see anything in Roswell. HRRR does have a second round potentially firing up later tonight. But I have a feeling that's incorrect. I'll show you here. So if I go to your HRRR, well, it's not rendered in yet. We'll wait for it to render in. Then I'll show y'all. But yeah, your main tornado potential is definitely going to be with this storm over the next hour or so. That tornado potential should decrease once the instability begins to lower and the capping begins to build, which should happen right about... this storm could try to produce a tornado all the way till like 11 o'clock tonight. So again, this storm is currently tornado possible. We've had a couple of reports of a funnel. There's also 1.5-inch hail with it, and it is warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds as well. So just make sure you're staying away from doors and windows and close to your safe spot, and you'll be perfectly fine. If that tornado warning does come through, make sure you get to your safe spot. This is going to be along Highway 285. I don't know the mile marker at all. And once again, we're still watching this storm in Melrose. That one's a 50-50. I don't think the environment's going to be able to support this storm for the however long it tries to survive. So I don't really think that's going to be one to worry about, but we'll still watch it just in case. Go back to Colorado. So again, we do have a Tor possible severe up here near Branson. Potentially a little area of rotation there. Radar is pretty useless because we're looking about 12,000 feet up. So in terms of rotation on velocities, definitely don't count on that being correct. I mean, the one in Melrose does have a pretty good look to it. I do have to say that. You can see a supercell shape to it. Very miniature supercell shape, but still a decent shape to it there. .3D. So there's your 3D view. This is actually very close to what it looks like in real life. I can tell you that because I saw it from a chaser's vantage point. And the funnel was located right about in here. Or a little bit left of that. Somewhere on here. I'm not going to use Radar Omega because it will crash, probably. Radar Omega's 3D is not stable, and it's not too good. So we'll keep an eye on it. I want to see the progression of this on 3D. Let me do a big 3D. So this is the progression of the storm in 3D. You can see it started off as like 2-3 different separate storms here. Or 3 different separate updrafts and clusters, and then eventually it started to grow upscale. Satellite's a little bit buggy here. Pretty cool formation right there. So again, we're going to keep monitoring it. It does look a little bit less organized for tornadic potential. We're going to have to see this. Something's going to have to happen with this here. And maybe this is your hook echo trying to pop out, but it looks weird. Yeah, what Caden said. It looks really funny. It looks funny on reflectivity. You're not missing a lot. I mean, we have this one storm that is trying to produce a tornado. It attempted one time, a couple funnel reports from Twitter and also on YouTube. I saw a couple people on YouTube have a funnel, and then I saw a few on Twitter report a funnel. No official report, nobody that's actually put it in the National Weather Service. It doesn't, it hasn't appeared up on our programs. It hasn't appeared up as a report anywhere of a potential funnel. I keep saying potential funnel because it's not confirmed, even though it was very clearly a funnel on, chaser feeds and from chasers on Twitter. There's not a confirmed report of it. See if they might say it here. No. But we most likely did have a funnel with it. This one in Melrose is not looking that bad. Let me see what they put this on for. 50 to 55 mile an hour winds. Let's go to this radar site. Go to Melrose. Hard to do any analysis on that because it's so close to the radar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a funnel, but like I said, the NWS didn't confirm it. And there's no official report either. But a lot of people did report a funnel. At least 5 people said that there was a funnel, so pretty sure there was. All right, there we go. So we're going to keep watching this area here. It still has some organizing to do if it wants to attempt to produce again. I mean, you've got 2 little notches here that I don't really know what's happening with them. And then, of course, you have your main base of your storm here. So your main base is all in this area. You have your hail core in this pink and black down in here. You have, looks like maybe 2 different areas of rotation, maybe an area of rotation trying to get going here, and then potentially rotation or corruption there. I'd probably say that one's more of corruption, this one here. So, I don't know. That's not the best position for an area of rotation, but that one is more viable for potential rotation. Like, this one has better velocities, but it doesn't have a good hook look. This one has a bit of a better hook look, but it doesn't have better velocities. So, I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird storm trying to do something. We should see a new severe thunderstorm warning pretty soon. Go back over here. Okay, they did just extend that, see what it's warned for now. Still torque possible, still 1.25 inch hail, and still 70 mile an hour winds. They did not note funnels being reported on this. They did not report, or they did not note a funnel report on this. You can see here, sometimes they'll say this thunderstorm produced a funnel at said time or something. But I don't see that here. HRRR is definitely uptrended for tomorrow. I say that because if you look at it, look at this. This is a very clear, like, kind of one line for rain showers. And if we switch to your 18Z, you can see the 18Z had more of a large spread mess. So if we do see just like one quick line of rain showers, that's probably going to promote more instability in here. So that is an uptrend already on your HRRR. What are the new dew points are definitely lacking. Definitely lacking for dew points. But could be a bit of a better day for severe weather tomorrow. Just simply depends on how strong that, or rather how long that first rain shower cluster lingers. Yeah, the one in Melrose is finally starting to weaken now. It still has the threat of producing some isolated damaging winds and maybe very tiny hail east of Melrose, but that small area of potential rotation we were watching is just not getting its act together. Still have 2 severes further up to the north. Still torque possible on the one in Colorado. So we'll keep an eye on that. It does look to be weakening, though. That hail core and lightning activity is definitely lessened. And I wish we had a radar site out here, but we don't because of the mountains in the way. But this storm, both of these storms near Maxwell could be producing some larger hail. So mainly just a hail cluster here with some isolated damaging winds. A very short-lived all hazards threat with this storm. And this storm here near Melrose looks to be dying out. Still a lot of activity, though, lightning-wise with it. And, of course, our all-hazard storm, the one that we're going to be watching the most, is back here along the 285 corridor. So, like I said, we have had quite a bit of reports of funnel clouds on this storm. Our chaser, Connor Crofts, not out there. He's taking a break before getting into second season for tornadoes. So, unfortunately, I can't show you those funnel clouds. You know what? I can repost it. I'll repost it on Twitter. Let me do that. I'll repost the one from about 30 minutes ago. Let's see. Are you talking about for severe weather, Caden? For severe weather, I can't say, but for tropical activity, there's definitely a pattern that will support it. Cade, let me guess. Let me guess. You went to the GFS, you went to the 18Z, and you went 384 hours out. Am I wrong? I bet that is exactly what you did. But yeah, I mean, like you said, this hook here is definitely trying to look better, but the velocity couplet's still not really there. I went to all the models and looked 380 hours out. Wait, the HRRR goes 380 hours out now? Huh? This is no longer a severe storm. Which, honestly, I don't disagree. It doesn't look the best. You know, lightning activity has not really been too good with it. It doesn't really have a good hail core. You know, before it did have a decent hail core. So I don't know. Well, they might end up rewarning that though. So we'll keep an eye on that storm. This is really going to be the one storm we watch for tornadic activity. Although I don't see much happening out of it. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. We are just 10 likes away from our like goal. I'm going to go over to the HRRR. Wow. Very, very, like, completely different run. I mean, of course it's a different run, but it's like a completely different scenario, I should say. You know why? It's because that low pressure is way more organized on the new HRRR. It's a very, very well-defined low pressure. Which, if that does happen, we could be looking at a pretty notable severe threat tomorrow. But it's still, I mean, it's really completely different. Because that low pressure is stronger, it allows for a more tightly compacted area of instability. Probably going to allow for some better wind shear, some better ingredients. And there's your new severe warning, probably for wind. Oh, wind and hail. So 1%, what the heck? No. 1 inch hail and 60 mile an hour winds. That's the first time I think I really screwed up on talking today. 1% hail. I don't think it was on the ground, but I did see a lot of funnels on Twitter and a couple reports too on Twitter. I also saw a live chaser feed on YouTube who clearly had a funnel. There was definitely, according to chasers, there was definitely a funnel. About 30 minutes ago. Now, I don't know. Let me go look over to this one. Starting to get dark out there as well, so, you know, chasers are not going to be able to see as easily. Oh, apparently it's already completely dark out there. It is, what, 7:18 out there? Well, welcome to the stream, Tornado Man. Glad to have you in here. I don't think we're going to be live much longer. Unless this storm here west of where I'm looking, this one right here, southwest of Fort Sumner, unless it continues to look tornadic, we probably won't stay live for too long. It could still produce a tornado later down the line. If I had to bet on anything being tornadic tonight, it would definitely be here. It would definitely be in here. So we'll keep an eye on that as it moves up to the northeast towards Fort Sumner. So if you are in Fort Sumner, I would keep an eye on this storm. Right now, it looks like it's going to head like right barely to the south of Fort Sumner. I mean, if you follow that current trajectory, yeah, you can see it's following right along there. So we'll still keep an eye on it, just in case. So I'll probably end up concluding stream here pretty soon. Just keeping an eye on this by myself off of the stream. Lucky left quite a while ago. Have you returned from your trip, Lucky, to Wally World? That is a no. I mean, it definitely has a chance, Caden. It definitely has a chance to produce a tornado later down the line. Ooh. When these showers merge with it, honestly, that could actually kill it off. It could hurt it quite a bit. The new HRRR actually does something really interesting. So it has a much better setup, but storms just really don't mature at all. Oh, the capping builds in way early because of cloud cover. There's not enough natural heating to lift that capping for tomorrow's threat according to the HRRR. I'm still going to go live most likely tomorrow for an hour or so, just to at least update you on the threat. But it probably won't end up being like a good coverage live stream. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this storm, it's going to take a little while for it to get its act back together. I don't think this one will ever strengthen enough to be tornadic. This one could still get its act back together as it goes near Fort Sumner. When does that storm north? When does that warning expire? 8 minutes? Okay, that's right when we're probably going to end. Same goes for that severe. I imagine they're going to reissue at least one of those severe storms. So, yeah. The Echo Tops are still the same. 43,000 feet. And the one east of Melrose is near 30... About a little over 35,000 feet. I don't think he actually went to Walmart Legacy, but I swear he goes to Walmart almost every single time he leaves for like a second. I'm trying to get his attention back so we can at least say bye to you guys. But we're going to start concluding here. I will monitor it. I mean, if this ends up being a bigger threat later on tonight, I'll still keep an eye on it, but do not expect me to go live again tonight. I don't plan on it. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna go live tomorrow. I'll go live tomorrow, and then I don't know what we're gonna do for the rest of the week. Honestly, I'm gonna have to find something to make a video on because I haven't put a video out in what, over 2 weeks now. Man, I've been slacking. There hasn't been anything concrete enough to make a video on. I should have made a video yesterday once we figured out the severe weather threat was going to be more notable, but I did not. That severe threat, I mean, it didn't sneak up on us, but just having a slight risk yesterday, today, and then a marginal tomorrow, that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I didn't expect to have a back-to-back 5% tornado risk, and we could end up with a 5% tomorrow. But tomorrow is either going to be honestly, all three of these days are either a boom or bust. You know, either a storm fires and makes it wild, if a storm can fire further south, or literally barely anything tornadic happens. So we had a potential tornado yesterday, and we had a potential tornado today, but neither of them are confirmed yet. And then we had a land spout the day before yesterday, and I don't know what tomorrow will be, but I imagine tomorrow's going to be mainly just a wind threat. Yeah, a low-end wind threat and a low-end hail threat and a very low-end tornado threat. And like I said, we'll end up live streaming for an hour. I don't know when, but we'll probably start the live stream just after storms fire, so probably somewhere around 6 p.m. or so. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was much appreciated. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in tomorrow's live stream. Like I said, I'm going to still keep an eye on these storms to see if they end up doing anything. And yeah, thank you, mods, for mod and chat. After tomorrow's live stream, I just straight up don't know what I'm going to end up posting because there's not much that looks active. There's really not a whole lot that looks active. Oh, hold on. Hold on really fast because I only have a few seconds left. Really, really fast. The National Weather Service just posted an update for us. Really quick. Here's our new mesoscale discussion. Primary threat of isolated large hail remains possible this evening. Brief tornado is also possible in that red area, which is with this supercell right here. 0.75 inch hail to 1.25 inch hail will be possible. And a brief tornado will be possible through 11 p.m. or midnight tonight. That's from the National Weather Service. So, yeah, there we go. Now we can end. They gave us an update just as we started to end. So, thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's live stream, probably right about 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay safe, watch severe weather and the tropics, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream once again about 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you, mods, for mod and chat. Goodbye.
See you later, brothers.
Stay safe, watch through weather in the tropics, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's live stream at 6 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye.